Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make those sweet and sticky Southern style candied yams. You may make yours in the oven or you may do them on the stove top. In today's video, I'm going to show you both ways of doing them. That way you'll be well prepared for this upcoming Thanksgiving holiday. Okay, to get started, I have my sweet potatoes here, and I'll be using anywhere between 3 and 4 of them. For my spices, I have some cinnamon, I have some cloves, and I have some nutmeg. I'll also be using some butter, lemon juice, some brown sugar, and some white sugar. So let's get started. So here I'm just peeling my sweet potatoes, and you want to peel down to the dark orange color. I feel like there's a lot of strings in that light orange color there, so peel them well until you see the dark orange color. Here you just want to rinse them well just in case any dirt have gotten on them from the peeling process. Now when I slice mine, I like mine about 3/4 of an inch thick. Feel free to cut yours thinner if you choose, or you may even like them in bigger chunks, but it's your preference. Now when adding your spices, you can choose to sprinkle them on top once you get them in the pan, or like I'm doing here, I'm blending mine in with my white sugar. It just makes it spread easier over top of your sweet potatoes when you do it this way. But either way will do the job. So I'm putting in my cinnamon, my cloves, and my nutmeg, and I'm just gonna stir it around and blend it in a little bit with my white sugar. And this is approximately 1.5 cups of sugar that I'm using, and in addition to that, I'll be also using about 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I'll be using about 3 tablespoons of vanilla extract in this recipe, but if you have vanilla flavoring, that'll be just as good. I'm also adding in a full stick of melted butter. Now that we've gotten everything into the bowl, you just want to take a spoon or a spatula and stir it as best as you can to try to distribute all that sugar and butter as evenly as you can on these sweet potatoes. Once you've done that, now we're going to transfer these sweet potatoes onto my baking sheet. And then you'll need to try to spread these out as even as you can. And whatever sugar you have left in the bowl, try to spread that over top of your sweet potatoes. Now I've left some sugar in the cup so that before I put these sweet potatoes in the oven, I like to put one last coating over top of the potatoes. That way I know that each of those potatoes have a really good coating of sugar on them. Now I'll cover these with some foil and put them in the oven at 400 degrees. Okay, now that it's been 45 minutes, we're going to check on these candied yams. They're still a little bit firm because they are only halfway done. But at this point, you want to go in, turn some of them over, especially them that are not submerged into your sugar syrup. And you also want to use this opportunity to do a little bit of basting. And that's just simply taking that sugar syrup and spreading it all over the tops of your sweet potatoes. That way it helps out with the candy process. You also want to add your lemon juice at this time before it goes back into the oven. And I added 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. Now in this video, I'm also going to show you how I do my candied yams on the stove top. And in this bowl right here, I have some sweet potatoes that I prepped 3 days prior to cooking them. Yes, you can season and prep these in advance and have them in a refrigerator waiting for the day that you plan to cook them. So all you need to do is pour them in this pot and let them come to a simmer. And you're going to cook this on a medium-low temperature, and it's going to simmer slowly And over time, the syrup will thicken on its own. Okay, it's been about an hour and 10 minutes for the oven baked candied yams, and we're gonna check on them again. Now they are very fork tender, but they have just a little bit of firmness left. So I'm gonna just baste them again and put these back into the oven for at least another 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, for the stovetop candied yams, they've been cooking for about 45 minutes. Now the time length is approximately the same for the stovetop and the oven. You just need to let them do their own work. Don't go in with a spoon and try to stir them, because you will have a full pot of broken sweet potatoes. It's very tempting to want to stir it, but just try to go in with your spoon and do a little bit of basting, just like you did for the ones in the oven. And they will turn out just fine, as you see here. This is about an hour and 10 minutes later, and they are completely done. Look how thick the sugar syrup has turned. I'm just spinning my pot around to try to baste them without sticking a spoon in there. And all you need to do now is sit these to the side and let them cool off. They'll absorb that sugar syrup and those spices, and they'll be ready to eat in about 30 minutes. Here are the oven baked candied yams. They look delicious. The sauce is thickened and it's bubbling. That sugar syrup thickened up very well. You want to do the same thing for these. You just put them to the side, baste them a little bit to get that syrup sitting on top of them. That way, while they're sitting and cooling, it'll just be absorbing that sugar and those spices. I hope that you've enjoyed this recipe. Leave me a comment down below if you try it, and let me know how it worked out for you. Until the next time, I'll see you in the next video.